Hello everybody, it's Robert here and doing this video for Team Robert to talk about anxiety uh, and how it impacts you. It can impact you negatively and just my struggles with anxiety. I'll be vulnerable and free to share with everybody and just some plans that I have to improve my interactions with anxiety, talk about it and you know I've had a lot of anxiety in the past, and I still struggle with it. Just found out today with my doctor that anxiety is so overwhelming me due to my life situations that it's really impacting my ability to think rationally and make rational decisions. I have a lot of changes in my life. I have a lot of changes, uncertainty, um, a lot of different fears and things that I've been trying to deal with, but emotions get the best of me from time to time, especially with anger and anxiety. So knowing that, there's a couple of different things that people can do for anxiety. So I'm going to share what I do. Doesn't mean that it's going to work for everybody, but I try to find things that can work for the most people. But again, everybody's different. So I went and talked to my doctor today. Before that, I'll share where I'm struggling with anxiety. So before, this has been going on for a while, but I really wasn't aware of it. But with anxiety, it gives you a lot of irrational thoughts, and they impact you. And if you're not aware of it, or you're just ignoring, anxiety is going to get more and more, and it will cloud your thinking. That's kind of what happened to me over the weekend and for the past a couple of months. My living situation has been in transition and limbo, kinda, so that's been really messing with my head and causing a lot of anxiety. Um, Trying to succeed with Market America and the uncertainty, like a lot of challenge to myself. Am I going to be able to do it? And am I going to be able to succeed? And nobody's interested, and nobody's everybody's not taking me seriously. That's causing a lot of anxiety. And then with reading about psych meds and the dangers of them, just reading more and more. I've been reading for a long time, so I know it's not like a quick thing. So just added, and the negative impacts of it. And it's got a recipe for a crippled Robert, terrified of everything just because of all the overwhelming emotion, uncertainty. Um, is the medication going to impact my health? Am I going to, and then just looking at, my uh, past when I'm on psych meds. I've drank alcohol, never took it seriously for about, let's say, 16 years of that. And then having issues, cognitive issues that I've been having. I'm like, is this catching up with me? And then you have even though I don't look like I'm terrified right now, my anxiety is about a 10. It's just lots and lots and lots of stuff that just adds up. So what can I do to change that? What can I do? I could sit here and just be terrified and smile at the camera and pretend like everything's okay, but I'm a mess inside, which I am. Or, I could go to my doctor, ask for an anxiety medication, and I'm not interested in doing that. I've been on anxiety medications before, and they don't cure anxiety. They just kind of numb you to it, and cause you, if you're, a majority of them go to allow you to become addicted. Then I looked at, and the anxiety doesn't go away. In my experience, I've been on a couple of them. The anxiety didn't go away, just got addicted to something, and that caused me to want to pop pills when I was getting anxious. So it just made things worse. So that's not an option for me. So what is options for anxiety? So this is based on my personal experience and multiple things that I've read and heard from other counselors that I've been through, and other clinicians and the pros. So this is a combination of everything, a synthesis of all my research and my interactions and experience. Anxiety, the first step to anxiety getting out of control is the emotions taking your breathing, taking away your breathing, and then you stop breathing and you get fear. And then that's like if you're starting to choke, you start to panic. That's an extreme, but that's what happens with anxiety. You stop breathing, and it's going to cause the intensity to go up. And this is just something else that I added. I have a sleep apnea machine where I don't breathe well when I'm sleeping. I haven't been using it just because I through transitions and stuff, so that's impacting my breathing. So what happens when your breathing's impacted all around and you're nervous? It's just going to make things. It's like putting putting a match in a thing of gasoline. You have a recipe for anxiety being out of control with all those things too. So no wonder why I can't think straight. And then all the uncertainties. Uncertainty is something that will cause your anxiety to, just go out of control too. So first step, take breathing, so I'll show you what you do. And this is something that you have to train your body to do. If you just don't do it, it'll never happen. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, I'm a lot more relaxed after that. So the slower you can draw out your breathing when you're in an absolute panic, the more you take control of it. So that's the first step to taking control of anxiety when it's out of control. Now you have to do that, train yourself, you have to be persistent. Every time you start to feel anxious, you want to take control of your breathing first. So that's one of the things, and anxiety is not as bad as it was. It's still bad. It's about a 7 now, so 10 to 7. Other thing that is important to do with anxiety, and I have statistical research that I learned when I was on Luca Brazzi's show, when I did research for it. If you go to exercise when you're anxious, that's exposure therapy, because when you're when you have anxiety, your body reacts in a certain way. It sweats, tenses up, and things like that. So, and those are the same things that happen when you're using exercise, through cardio or any type of cardio. Your body is that energy you're going to use, and it's going to, you use it for exercise. So it makes your body used to tolerance, exposure therapy. So which means that you're exposing yourself when you're really anxious, and that's another ability to take control. But exercise, 3 to 4 times a week at a minimum. You will, before you go in, you might be majorly anxious or depressed, but after 30 minutes minimum, boom, gonna be fine. Better change it to 10, and there's a lot of data to support that. So it's another thing, and the other thing that you need to do is you need to take control of your thoughts. If you just allow your anxiety to think for you, you're going to get a lot of, I'm going to die, somebody's going to hurt